Thank you all for coming, checking out the channel. Today we're going to talk about Fantastic Four First Steps. Are you ready? In 4, 3, 2, 1. So, this movie was pretty good. I haven't watched a Marvel movie in theaters for a while. The last one I had to watch in theaters, I think, was Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So I haven't cared about Marvel in a long time. I have been slacking on the shows, I've been slacking on the movies. I have not cared. So Fantastic Four is something that brought my interest because it was something that was, for once, kind of disconnected. Because for once, I'd fallen into that point where there was so much to catch up on. I just did not care to understand the story, to understand this complex story that I was hearing was bad anyway. I couldn't care less. So having something like Fantastic Four that was also separated but also iconic in the characters that they're actually introducing finally to the MCU was cool, I thought. And with having just seen Superman and that being good, I was pretty optimistic for Fantastic Four. I enjoyed my Superman experience, so I figured this couldn't be much worse or worse at that, because I had more confidence going into this movie than Superman, honestly, with how they've done it in the past. I think overall Superman could have felt like a better movie than this turned out, and I'll get to that. Now, to start off, I do like this movie. I think it's a great movie. I think it's a light, great, good movie. Very good movie. It's just really good. It's a movie. It feels a little slow paced at points, and there are some plot holes. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's some plot holes that I was like, this either added up to nothing, or just why didn't they do this, or why didn't they elaborate on this? Spoiler warning in advance for anybody, but 4, 3, 2, 1, spoiler. So, for instance, like when they're fighting Galactus, and Reed talks about the fact that they have to keep the portal open for 37 seconds or 36 seconds, whatever it was. When they're fighting Galactus, why can't they turn it off sooner? Like, that would only benefit the electricity problem that they have, being able to turn it off sooner. Just unplug it. Maybe he said it and I missed it, which is possible, but that didn't make sense to me. It's like, so you mean you came up with this whole plan, but part of your plan wasn't, once Galactus gets into the portal, turn it off, when the whole problem was, we need to keep this on. Turning it off would be the easy part. So that didn't make sense to me. Or I might have missed the explanation, but that was a plot hole. I mean, it added tension, kind of made the Silver Surfer sacrifice themselves for no reason, if you do the other thing, like I said. But it was cool. Now, talking about Silver Surfer, one of the plot points that I completely fell flat on its face was the Silver Surfer plotline. And now, let me tell you why. That plotline with Johnny felt like it could have really been something special, with him decoding her whole language and being able to speak fluently. But it just kind of ends up becoming just noise that, like, makes her remember she's killing people, when it's like, realistically, you're the Herald of Galactus. You go from planet to planet warning people that they're about to die. She knows that people are about to die. I don't know. It felt like, I thought something more was gonna come of it, and it felt like it fell flat there, and I didn't really care much for that. I thought it could have been something cool. They clearly were trying to play on it, like having that scene where Johnny's talking to the Silver Surfer while they're in Galactus' base, and he's using his flight, which also is burning his oxygen, so he's taking a risk even at that. And you would think that it builds up to more than just, I understand your language. You killed people. We don't want to die. How about that? It's kind of just, it fell flat because nothing happens with it. Like, she sacrificed herself, but there's not enough development on her side to feel that change. And it just feels like she made a weird decision that she could have made from the jump because it never really seemed like she wanted to kill people. It feels like Johnny's contribution did nothing, but so that's my problem with that. I'll cover the bad before I cover the good, and this is the last bad thing I would say, which is just that, and maybe it's to the merit of who the Fantastic Four are as like adventurers and scientists more than superheroes in a sense, that the film was a little bit more slow paced and not as action packed as I would like. There was things that happened definitely, but it wasn't always as cool. And personally, for me, which I do feel is actually a problem, it didn't show off, especially Mr. Fantastic's powers being used all that much in combat, like cool wise. Like it didn't feel like, it just felt like this is a smart guy who happens to be able to stretch his arms far, instead of like this is a smart guy who can stretch his arms far. Like them both being interlocked aspects of who he is as a character. Like, because Mr. Fantastic does some crazy stuff also with his body and science. Like, and it really just felt like he used his mind in this movie and occasionally grabbed something from far away. Everybody else's powers are used fully in the film. The Thing, you can't get around that. He's a rock guy. It's going to be hard to not notice that change. Or him using his powers. Super strength. Like, and there wasn't really a lot of places to use super strength in this movie, so that's why The Thing feels underutilized in this movie to a degree. As a pilot, he's great, but that's also something in the movie that isn't shown as much as him actively doing other stuff in person. Him being a pilot was super crucial to a decent portion of the movie. In the flashback montage, and when they're running away from Galactus and going to Galactus. Crucial part of the movie, Ben is a crucial member because he's the pilot. But it just felt like, as the Thing, he didn't do all that much presently in the movie. He was a great character, but action-wise, I guess I'm talking about. Morally, like, as an emotional anchor, he is great. He brings comedy. He's clearly, like, the support rock of the group. And it's very obvious to tell. Like, you can tell that this group would not function without Ben, and that is one of his core aspects, I feel like. Like, it wouldn't function without any of them, but, like, emotionally speaking, Ben keeps them all in check. The Thing keeps them all in check. I'm gonna use their names interchangeably, because I call him Ben a lot more than the Thing. I don't know why. But it's very clear that everybody kind of talks to Ben. And he is important. I feel like they could play a lot more with that in the next movie. Hopefully they do, because the Thing is a cool character, and he felt underutilized in this film as the Thing. As Ben, take it or leave it, he's a pilot. That part's cool. And he was funny. But as the Thing in battle, especially, could have used some more scenes. Invisible Woman and Johnny, great. They were phenomenal. Watching their powers be used was cool. Having the invisibility cloak in space, cool. The ending with Galactus, cool. Johnny used his powers the most in the movie, so that was just straight fire. But that was cool. So, on to the better things. This movie really excels at the characters. Like, kind of like Superman, where the characters felt really good and fleshed out. Unlike Superman, I feel all of the main characters are fleshed out in this movie. And yes, I'm going to be comparing it to Superman a little bit, because some are blockbusters. What can you do? It felt like all of the Fantastic Four was really fleshed out character-wise, and that it made sense. Like, Reed was a smart guy who's calculating, but worrisome, which is why he's so calculating to a degree sometimes, and doesn't want to take any risks, but supports his family. And will do things that are sometimes risky because of his family. Johnny, the funny guy, the cool guy. This Johnny is cool to me. I still prefer Chris Evans, honestly. I feel like that really captures Johnny a lot more than this did. This captured a new aspect of Johnny, which is like he can be really useful in a different way other than just fighting to the group with decoding that whole language, which I don't know if Johnny can actually do that. I don't know if he's that smart, but that seems pretty hard to decode a whole language. I don't know if Johnny would have the patience to do that. He's a hothead. So it's a nice moment in the movie, but I don't know if it actually is characterized well. Because I don't know if Johnny just has the patience for that, quite frankly, from what I know about the character. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I like it as part of the movie, but it does feel a little bit weird when we're talking about Johnny Storm, the hothead, the Human Torch. Sue was great. This was a great depiction of Sue. I have nothing less to say. Like, she's a mother. She's caring. She's strong. And not in your face strong either. It's like she's just a strong character in the movie. Like, she does what she needs to do and she does it just like all the other people do. She's cool. And it is funny with like the pregnancy stuff and with how mad she gets when it's like clearly this is what needs to happen. We are gonna do, and Reed's just so tentative. Like, it's good dynamics. All of this film has great dynamics with its main characters. That's great, honestly. And then Ben, I already talked about Ben. He is great. All the characters are really good in this movie. I like them. Johnny, again, feels a little bit off from what I know about Johnny, character-wise, but for the movie itself, I like him a lot. The montage at the beginning, this is what I think Superman needed. This was a great montage to catch us up to speed on what this Fantastic Four has been like and has been doing, their adventures, what they're capable of, and showing who they are. This is so great. This is what Superman needed, and it was done flawless. That little montage that plays into it also, on the fact that they're on a television show, all of it was cute, all of it was done well. I really liked that part. And it was an easy way to reintroduce us to the characters without it being so tedious. That was a great decision. What else do I feel like this movie sucks? This movie just excels in really the characters, and the characters drive the whole movie. You feel attached to these characters, you like these characters. And their struggle, which is, we're just trying to have a family and like have a baby and not sacrifice anybody for this baby because we care about you all. It's something you can easily get behind because, you know, Galactus is like, yo, I'm gonna eat your world. And that's ridiculous. So, and why would you trust the space god who says, yo, if you give me that baby, I'm gonna save your world? Why would you trust that guy? Like, everything they did made sense in terms of like, no, we don't trust the evil guy who wants to eat our world, and yo, we care about the people on Earth. Only place they messed up at is Reed. Why the heck would you tell them literally everything that happened on the trip? Down to, yeah, we could have gave them our baby and it would have saved like the whole planet, but we was like, nah, fam. Like, we just ain't going for that. You can't say that, Reed. You have to like say it was an unsuccessful mission. We're gonna be in the lab cooking up some new answers on how to actually figure out this Galactus situation. That's what you need to say. Like, you need to be like, yo, put them at ease, which you didn't do at all. You just worried them. You worried the heck out of them. On top of the fact, don't definitely tell them that there was an easy way out of it, or easy to them, not easy to you, but such a like by the numbers, like one person for 8 billion people. Like, to other people, that's not a hard decision. So you can't start with that, bro. That was one thing where it was like, but it's true to character. He's an honest guy. He's a smart guy. So I wasn't mad. I was mad at Reed. I wasn't mad at the writing. Because I thought it was true to Reed. He's going to be honest about, we need to figure this out. But that was such a stupid call. Now, I've talked about it feels more negative in this movie, but I feel like I'm really undermining how much the characters really move this movie. And it just really is good. I'll talk about the last fight, and then I'll give it the rating and let you guys know what I really think, like, in a sentence or two. The last fight between Galactus is it's cool. It's just cool, I think. It's about what you expect. Well, no, it's not. I would have expected a lot more fighting. Like, it's really just stop or lead Galactus to a point and then stop him. And that's kind of what happens. They lead Galactus to a point, try a baby switch, which was stupid to me because you see in the movie the guy has scanners, and it's like, why do you think he wouldn't be able to tell that the baby's not in there if he just scans again? Just because Johnny threw some fire in his eyes? Like, that makes no sense. He's just gonna scan again and be like, well, that's not the baby, which is exactly what happened. So I was like, that was dumb. Like, there's just a lot of points in this movie where I'm just like, that was kind of, you're the smartest guy on this planet and that's what you came up with? Like, I don't know. Like, you would have needed a longer brawl than just throw fire at him one time as he's blinded for a second. Oh, baby switcheroo. It was just, some of that stuff was like, huh? But yeah. So, Ben, the Thing was completely useless in this fight. I mean, he flipping almost literally got sent into space with Galactus just being like, this is the Thing. He just like, and he just almost in space. He was going to space and then Johnny saved him, thank God. But it's just like, the Thing was useless. Johnny was flying around him like a gnat. You know, he threw some fire in there. He did about what he could do. Yeah, that's about it. And then Mr. Fantastic, well, he almost got ripped to shreds. So he was kind of useless too. Only one who was really useful was Johnny and Sue. And now Sue, she came out there to ball. She was crazy. She was going crazy. First off, she got that maternity boost. She got that motherly boost right there. And just completely overpowered Galactus, on top of the fact that she is pretty strong anyway with her powers. Just completely, not completely, like, it was a struggle, but like, she pushed Galactus down into that teleportation device. And then, like, Silver Surfer finished it off. Johnny was gonna sacrifice himself, but yeah. I mean, so much so, and it's believable because, like, Sue dies afterwards. And only is brought back because the baby got the power of Cosmic, but he's like, yo, not in this movie. And she comes back to life. But it's like, she pushed herself that hard. That's kind of believable that you can fend off Galactus for like a minute. Because granted, it's only 1 minute. It's not like she sliced that guy's arms off or anything. She held him back for a minute. So, credit where credit is due. She wasn't doing much more than that, clearly. And she died in the process, basically. But yeah. So, it was cool. I would really give this movie like a 7.58. Like, it's a good, fun movie, funny movie too. And it's not like the usual Marvel, funny haha, quip there, quip there. It was like tasteful comedy where it's like, stuff is here, stuff is here. It didn't really undermine the plot like how it did in some other movies. Like, Superman, I felt like I was watching some scenes and I was like, comedy. Like, right after something serious. It's like, can we just let the serious moment play out? Like, in the beginning with Krypto, it's like, he just got his ass whooped. Let us really, like, feel what this guy's feeling. This didn't have much of that. This didn't have any of that at all, really, I think. It was a very good movie. It was a full movie, even though they skipped some parts in the beginning. It felt like a full movie unlike Superman. I do wish there was more action in it, and I wish Galactus' ship was more colorful. That's just a personal gripe. I hate the whole, space has to be all dark and dingy and everything. It's like, can we give space some different colors? Like, we got this whole retro look going on. Why can't we have a retro spaceship? Like, I don't want to see dark tubes everywhere and magma. It's like, come on, can we make this a little bit more colorful? We did that to death. But that's basically how I feel about this movie. Let me know what you thought. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What would you like to say about it? I didn't want to use all Anthony Fantano's thing. But make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and yeah. Check you out next time.